I am Libby Langdon, interior designer, product designer, makeover TV personality, and I live in New York City and then also here in Sag Harbor, New York. It's interesting. I've been looking back and I think it kind of hit me when I went back and looked at my portfolio on my website, just trying to update it. And I've been photographing a lot of projects recently. And I look at the work that I've done in the past and I look at the projects that I'm doing now. And I think I'm a better designer now. I'm doing exciting projects and I'm making them exciting and sort of encouraging the clients to have more fun. I think when I first started in interior design, I wanted to just do something that was just very comfortable, very livable, very easy for people. And now I'm finding it's a combination. People are more visually aware now than before. And I think also they're willing to take chances. And so I'm never that kind of designer who's like, oh, I'm going to teach you an interior design lesson. It's got to be this way. I'll do whatever the client wants. But now I'm having more fun. And so I think the projects are reflecting that. I feel like I'm using more color. I'm using more wallpaper. I'm using pattern. I'm mixing things. And just letting each space really have its own personality. It's so much fun. I'm having more fun now than I ever have. I think also maybe I used to worry a little bit about what people were going to think, or would they think I was nuts if I said, let's paint your ceiling high gloss maroon, does the client then lose faith in you? Do they get worried? And now I don't worry about that anymore. There's so many different ways to show people what I'm thinking and what I'm talking about that line of communication is easier now. A lot of times people will say, I hadn't thought about that. Let's do it. So I just feel like I'm offering more options. I'm offering more fun options and people are going there with me. So it's exciting. Now I do show houses because it's a great way for me to showcase my furniture, my rugs, my lighting, my wall decor. It's a wonderful space to do that. And then I spend the money to do really good photography that all my partners are able to use. And then, we shoot videos and we shoot the installation and I shoot videos while I'm in the show house. So for me, a show house is really more of a marketing tool. Honestly, I have never gotten an interior design job from doing a show house. Never, not once. And I think for me, most of the time, I see the people coming to see a show house. They want inspiration. They want ideas. They want to see something that's really cool. They want to go from room to room and everything's so different. But a lot of times they're not coming because they're looking for an interior designer. So if somebody's trying to decide why do they want to do it, it's really important to break down the cost and just make sure that it is going to be worth it. For me, I'm a shameless self-promoter, and so I milk it for everything that it's worth. And I do get out of it what I put into it, but it's really hard. It's a lot of work. And these days with challenges in supply chains, oftentimes you're going to have a client that's going to say, wait, why could you get a sofa for that show house and you couldn't get my sofa that's been on order for 9 months? So that's another big consideration right now in doing a show house is your clients are watching. So for me, I'm able to say, oh, it's my furniture. They made it for me, but it's a challenge. So that's a big consideration going into this year if you're going to decide whether or not to do a show house. The most challenging product to design is lighting. And the key, what makes it so challenging is the fact that I like to design big things, big fixtures, dramatic things. But that is a problem when it comes to shipping. And so when I'm designing, say, a big lantern or a globe, I have to keep in the back of my mind, how can we package this so it's not an enormous box? How can we figure out how, we could make the arms of the lantern, they could bend, they could go flat. So that for me is really the most challenging. I could design some great, big, fabulous, huge fixture, but if they can only get, 4 on a truck, then that's not going to really make sense. So I think it's not just designing the product, but it's also keeping in mind, how is it going to get from point A to point B? So I just have to be very mindful of that, because I want to sell a lot of light fixtures, not just 3. What's interesting was growing up in High Point, my dad was in textiles, my mom was an interior designer, but they tell me stories about when, people would come through the market. They didn't want any decorators or interior designers. It was only stores, only retailers. So that's sort of funny now that so many people want interior designers to come and sign up and create accounts and do that sort of thing. So that's very different. One thing that most people don't know is I absolutely adore, one of my favorite things is to sit and watch the New York Jets football team. That's my team. That's been my team that I love. It's hard to like the Jets right now. It's really hard to like the Jets, but I really love sitting down. My husband makes me a margarita. We make nachos, and every Sunday for 3 to 4 hours, I just sit and watch football. That's it. I love it. I never miss a game.